Hey everyone! So for today's card I'm going to do a live, not live, kind of thing. And I am going to use my pink stamper stamps for the sentiment, and it's the Winter Punnies. I go back to this all the time. And I've also used a cut from the Cricut Winter Woodland cartridge. I just decided I would make a card and make this really easy for you guys and show you how to make this. So this is the card base. I've already scored it. If you have the machines that will score at the same time, then great. Otherwise, just think about whatever width it is and score it in half. So this is about 8 inches. I think it's slightly over by 7 tall. So it's kind of a long and skinny card, but it's kind of a long and skinny snowman. So this is the snow girl. So, oh, snow woman. I don't know, person. So I'm going to show you all the layers as we go. So to start with, I'm just going to fold this in half. Very easy. Like so. Ta-da! And then we're going to start adding the layers. So there is this layer that cuts out, which is basically a panel. So if you don't want to use the cuts that are on the Woodland cartridge, you could just measure up and cut a piece of cardstock or pattern paper or whatever to stick on the inside here. Otherwise you're going to just see through to the card base. So that's what that layer is for. So I'm going to stick this in, and then we're going to do the sentiment, and I'll tell you one in a minute. So for this, to get this into here, normally you would turn your card over and put your adhesive on the back there, but if you do that you're going to stick it to the inside of the card, which obviously we don't want to do. So we need to put the adhesive, I'll just open this up again, we need to put the adhesive around these edges here, and some can go on her as well, and then line up this piece so that it covers that. So I'll just get the adhesive done. And in fact, just for ease, I'm going to use wet adhesive. If it'll work. Wet adhesive will always last longer anyway. I mean, it'll hold its stick longer. If that made any sense. To be honest, I didn't need to use the finer applicator. So now, whatever, I've got textured cardstock here, and this is just Paper Mania textured. It was just a pack. It came with like a whole rainbow of colours in it, but only one sheet of each. So, excuse me. So it coordinates really nicely. All the colours work really well together, but it has got a texture on it. So if you want whatever side, whether it's texture or pattern, that you want to show through this on the front, you need to flip that over as if it's backwards. So that the side that you don't want is going to be on the inside of the card, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to stick this to the inside here, and it should just fit in there really nicely. So just somewhat lining it up straight-ish. This is me we're talking about. So now when you close it, yes, the inside's going to have that panel there. You can always put a coordinating colour on this side if you want to. And because this is kind of thin, I might even stick a white panel or a different colour in there to stabilise it a bit more, but it's sturdy enough. But now we have our colour, so you can't see through the card. Easy. Easy peasy. So before I carry on, I'm just going to stick that in there. So I think I'm just going to use some Versafine Onyx black ink for my sentiment, just purely because I have got a little bit of black on the image, which I'll show you in a second. But yeah, it works. So, I seem to have a lot of shadows today. Right, excuse my head. And let's hope it oh, just fits. That was the only thing. I struggled to find a sentiment that was going to fit in the gap. I could have put a sentiment on one of the top or the bottom here, but I didn't really like that. So I decided to find one that will just squish in there. So it says, "Have a nice day." Ha ha ha. Anyway, so before I carry on with this piece, I'm going to put this snow person together. And I chose, well, when you cut this out and this base, it will actually cut out some of the like some of the parts and pieces. So like these little bits for the scarf, it seems to want to cut them out of these layers. So I'm not sure why. So I just used a hide contour in Design Space to get rid of that, so that I didn't actually waste time cutting it out, because it was pointless. It's not going to be seen. And then the same with this, I just hid the contours of like some of the extra lines and things it wanted to cut out, especially for like the scarf and that. So I just left that out because again, you're not going to see it, so pointless. So I'll show you how easy this is to put together. So this layer is literally going to be for the eyes. So you cut that whole piece for the eyes. But again, I'm going to just use wet adhesive. It's just easier and it stays where it's supposed to. And just line it up as best you can, like so. Let me zoom in actually. You can see a bit better. Right. So then there's the little hat. I just find it easier to pick them up sometimes. I've got to remember I'm zoomed in. I just find it easier to pick them up and put them on, especially with wet adhesive, because then you can move it around a little bit. You don't have a ton of time with wet adhesive, but enough to manipulate it into place. Excuse me. And then this is for the rest of the hat. Oh, I think I stuck that one upside down. Yep. Stuck it upside down. When you've got textured or patterned paper, there'll always be a right and a wrong side. So. Which I know is obvious, but yeah. And then the little scarf. So the scarf doesn't completely, it kind of sits almost like framed, if you can see that, because of the top layer. So I'm just getting it where I think it should be, and then this really small piece is gonna go on top. And if you dot the adhesive, then it shouldn't be too, what's the word? It shouldn't be too messy. But I always get the stuff everywhere, so what do I know? And I end up making a mess anyway, so. And then this will line up with this bottom bit. So lining up the little frill things. What are those called? Like tassel things? They're not tassels. What are they on a scarf? I don't know. Yay! And I love these two colours together at Christmas. It's like an aqua colour and red. I love it. Love it, I love it. Whoa, we'll come back. Oops. My cat's trying to get in. Ignore the noise. You can't come in. Right. So I was going to do something else, and I don't know if I will. Maybe I will. Blech. So before I stick him on here, or her, on here, if you wanted to, this could be, oh sorry, I forgot I've zoomed in. If you wanted to, that could be the end of your card, but I thought that we needed maybe something else. So I didn't know whether I was going to stamp some of the, in this stamp set there's a few snowflakes. So whether we stamp some snowflakes on her or just a few around this sort of border bit. Or you could add bling, like these little, like Lucy's cards, not this colour, but you could add, like, I've got little stars or anything like that you could add to it. But I think I'm going to use the snowflakes, so I'm just going to find a grey card, not card. I'm going to use basic grey because that might, will that show? I don't want it too dark. Let's use Smoky Slate. Stampin' Up ink, and then I'm just going to use, I might, too many decisions. I might just use that snowflake. Or maybe I'll use that one. I'll just use that one. Too many decisions, right? So, and you can do this, oh I don't even know if this is inky enough. Oh yeah, that works. You can do this with anything that you've got where you want to just add a bit of something in the background, but you might also want it to do make your own backgrounds with it, and then just go off the page, you know, like go off the edges and things like that. We probably should have done this before we stuck everything together, but it's fine. I think it's working out all right. Not difficult. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then I do catch like the corners, or anywhere that you think they might need another little bit. More there. Ooh. One more there. Right, lovely. Right, so now we put it on, we just got a little bit of something else on there. Just makes it a little prettier. But you can do this with anything, you can jazz up your cards however you want, but I wanted to show you this with this one in particular. So the other thing that you could do is also pop it up, just to, you know, next dimension, like just take it to the next level. But I think I might just stick this one flat. Or should I? Should I? No, I'm going to stick it flat. But you could raise that up. No, I've got to pop it up. It's not meant in that way because of the design, but you can do what you like. You do not have to do what it tells you in the handbook. And yes, I put a lot of pop dots on. dimensionals, whatever you want to call them. These are actually dimensionals from Stampin' Up. Excuse me. Oops. Okay. Don't know where that one went. Try it again. I have to find that one. Yeah. I kind of want one in the... Oh. Do this so it doesn't ping off again. Yeah, that'll do. I don't know what my cat's doing. He's making a racket. Really not sure what he's doing. All I can hear is this clunking in the next room. Right. Just get this on here. Hopefully. Somewhat straight. Yeah, straightish. And there you go, guys. So, one last thing before I go. I will add, if I can find them, some, what are these ones? White Blizzard. Sorry, I can hear my husband telling my cat off. Nuvo drops, and I'm just going to add that to the hat. If it'll come out. The little blue bits on the hat. If I can get it to come out enough. Come on. I'm running out of it, so. And I think to the heart. Why not? And it will dry clear, it's just, it looks a bit like milky at the moment. And I'll show you up close in a minute. Oh, it's blocked. Of course, while I'm on a video. Oh, of course. There you go. Sort of. Whoa. Okay. Anyway. Right. So, there you go, guys. The sparkly and the sparkly, although it gooped out on me, will dry nice and clear, and it'll just be super sparkly. So if you want a some sort of sparkle glue, glitter glue, that's what I was trying to say. The Nuvo one's really good, Stickles are really good, and if you get all the sort of clear or metallics, neutrals, that kind of thing, they'll go with just about everything. So that's just a happy hint. So I hope you all have an ice day too. And yeah, I will see you in the next one, guys. But I hope this helps somebody. Bye!